some strength and warm-up drills for our shins and ankles. So to begin, you can do the standing. We're just going to do a couple ankle circles with one foot. Just notice if there's any crunching, any noise, or any pain that comes up as you do this. We want to try to keep the movement fluid. Let's go the other direction. Noticing if you hear any crinkling or crackling, it's normal sometimes for that crepitus to be in the joint. Switch sides, coming into the other foot, toes up. Again, trying to keep that sustained fluid movement all the way through the ranges of motion here. And go the other way. Good. Coming to bring your feet flat on the floor, let's do some basic plantar dorsiflexion under load. So I'm standing. If your balance needs a little help, you can always reach for a wall. I'm going to keep my hands on my hips just so they're out of the way. So bring your right foot up onto tippy toes. Push into tippy toes, let the left foot join you. Left toe stays up. Let's bring our right heel down with toes up, and left follows. Toes down on the right foot, push up. Left foot follows. Right heel comes down with toes pulled up. Left foot follows. One more time. Coming up onto the toes on the right foot. Left foot follows. Stay high on the left foot as the right heel comes down, toes up. Left foot follows. Same thing, just going to do left foot leading for 3 rotations. So, coming up, pushing into the toes on the left foot, the right foot follows. Right foot stays high, toes high, woo, heel up on the left foot, right foot follows. Coming up onto your toes on the left foot. Right foot follows on tippy toes. Left heel comes down. Right heel comes down. Come up onto your toes on your left foot. Right foot follows. Left heel comes down. Right heel comes down. Good. Come to a wall. I'm going to lean on my wall and my legs are on quite a bit of an angle forward. I'm going to push my hips back so my hips are on the wall and sit down into a chair pose. So I want my feet about hips distance apart. Got a nice squat happening, and we're just going to lift the ankles and slowly lower them down. Lift, lower, lift, lower, lift, lower. Lift, lower. Keep going and notice what happens to your breath. Lower, lift, lower, lift, lower, lift, lower, lift, 2 more, lower, lift, lower. Push into the wall. Let's keep our hips on the wall, bring our feet a little more narrow, and then let's pick up our toes and drop the toes down. Really push into your heel, try to lift the toes as much as you can, and drop it down. Coming up, and down, up, and down. Keep going, and down, up, and down. Nice even movement between our coming up and back down. 3 more, and back down, up, back down, up, and back down. And 1 more, I think, and back down. Good. Come off the wall. Notice how far your feet are, and just try to turn around where you are. Hands come a little wider than your shoulders. Lean forward. Bring one foot up, keeping it off the ground, doesn't have to be high. Just want to make sure our toes aren't dragging. We're going to lift up with a straight knee, lower slowly. Lift up, 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 lower slowly. Notice if your chest has started to come back over your hips, keep that bend through the elbows, keep that angle as we lift and lower. Lift and lower. 2 more. And lower. Lift and lower. Step your other foot down. Take a moment to shake it out through the hips. Come to bring your body weight into the other leg. Lift the leg we were just standing on up. Bend through the elbows, bring the chest forward. Starting again. Lifting, lowering with control. Lifting, lowering with control. Lifting, lower with control. Lifting, and back down. Halfway, and down. Keep your chest close to the wall, keep lifting, and lower. Lift, and lower. Lift, and lower. 2 more. Lift, and lower. Lift, and lower. Bring both feet to the mat. Shake out. Doing almost the same exercise this time. We want to keep that angle. The only difference is, as we come forward, bring one foot up off the floor. Your standing leg, I want you to bring a bend into your knee. And then lift, keeping that knee bent, and lower. Lift, and lower. Lift, and lower. Lift, and lower. Lift, and lower. Make sure that knee's staying bent, chest is close to the wall. Lift, and lower. Lift, and lower. Lift, and lower. Lift, and lower. Last one. Lift, and lower. Bring your other foot down to the floor. Take a moment. Shuffle the body weight to the other side. Lifting the leg you were just standing on up. Our standing leg, we're taking a deep bend through the knee. Bend through your elbows, lean your chest to the wall. Lift, and lower. Keep that leg bent the whole time, and lower. Keep going. Lift, and lower. Lift, and lower. Lift, and lower. Halfway, and lower. Lift, lower. Lift, lower. Lift, lower. 2 more. Lift, lower. Lift, lower. Good. Coming off the wall. Maybe coming to take a seat. Bring those feet out in front of you. Hands can come just behind you or at your hips, just to keep tall through the spine. Let's take a moment and dorsiflex our feet. So we're pulling our toes back towards our shins. You might notice your hips float. And by hips, I definitely meant heels. And then come to point your toes. And then peeling the toes back into dorsiflexion here. And then forward into plantar flexion. Let's just do a few more. Dorsiflexion. Plantar flexion. Dorsiflexion. Plantar flexion. And then let's do our ankle circles. Not weight bearing this time, just noticing how it feels. Doing 2 sides at once. Go the other way as well. And that, friends, concludes a little bit of our ankle And shin mobility, really good to help train both the calves and tibialis anterior, keeping that healthy, happy range through our ankles so that we can keep moving our feet if we're doing running-based sports, but even just moving through our day-to-day lives, super important to keep that range of motion. Happy moving.